So when I think of the LHSC, the one word that I would use to describe it is hope.
The one thing I really want people to know is that they offer so much more than what they do. They offer a home, they offer a warm environment for everyone here.
When I think about Lexington Hearing and Speech Center, the one word that comes to mind to help encompass everything that I want to say would be family. There is a strong family environment here of love and support that enables our children to flourish.
If it wasn't for here, I'd be in a different world. But since I came here and I'm here now working in this place, it's made my life more fun and more entertaining and more helpful to myself and to the kids that I work with.
When you come to a school like this, where there's other children that have hearing loss, you meet other families with kids that are older than her, so they tell us what to expect. They kind of ease some of your worries and let you know that it's all worth it. The long days where you have therapy after school and the phone calls home when you have an ear infection and you worry, is it going to travel to the implant? You have other people to talk to. It's not isolating when you are at a school like this.
My favorite memory is time with Miss Marianne because I see her every day when I was little and I run up to her and give her a big old hug.
It was ice cream day, and we had a bunch of pulls out, and an ice cream truck came through, and it was a lot of fun. My favorite memory here is when I was with Morgan and Gregory. We would take ants off trees and we would name each ant and everything, make a little army and all that stuff, and we would play with the ants and just let them fight against each other. It's just foolish things that we do as a kid. And I'm also with people that understand me and who are like me. 10 years from now, hopefully with a degree, a good life, a good job, and either to be a community helper or a community service person, like be a teacher or anything in that category, a psychiatrist. If I didn't come here, I don't know where I would be, and now I'm here to give back to where I can help the kids. I see myself being a physical therapist, and mainly because of being here, I've learned that you really have to take care of other people. I've really learned that that's the best part, is that if you can help someone go through something, especially what a PT does, that's what I really want to do. And just seeing the people here has really influenced on what I really want to do.
This place really provides an opportunity for everyone that comes through these doors, whether it's hearing loss, speech delay, to really be integrated back into the lifestyle that a family might have or into the surrounding community. And it really grows children for the opportunity to be mainstreamed into school, so that when they do attend school, there might be every now and then some form of intervention, but they're not put away in a class where they're one or two people and that's where they spend the rest of their life. They're integrated into the community, they're integrated in with their friends, and it just makes a big difference for a child.
Right now I'm pregnant with my second daughter, and we don't know yet if she has hearing loss or not, and we won't know until she's born. And there's a lot of anxiety that goes with that, because you go either way. Do you want her to be like Madeline, or do you want her to have immediate access to sound? And either way is fine, but I know that the child's going to come here, and no matter what, they're going to excel at Lexington Hearing and Speech Center because it's such an amazing school. They have all the interventions for kids with hearing loss, but every kid with typical hearing benefits from those interventions too. So either way, it's a win-win.
One thing that I would like others to know about Lexington Hearing and Speech Center is that they're more than just a school. They're a center that provides audiology services, speech and language services, daycare, preschool, kindergarten. And those audiology and speech services don't just service our children, they service adults as well. I was surprised to know how many people who didn't realize or who don't realize that the center is a nonprofit organization. And these services that we're providing not only to our community, but I know that there are people that come for services from all across the state, and these services are provided from generous donations made by private parties and communities alike.
They taught me to listen and talk. They changed my life.